Hello everybody, I'm Nick Young and I am the Mad Hatter. So today we're going to be talking about something that happened very recently actually. If you read if you read the title, it's kind of like a friendship breakup. Basically what happened with me and one of who I thought was a very good friend, I'm not going to say his name. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, so we met at a youth group that I used to go to. I had gone to the youth group before, and I knew this kid, but then I stopped going to the youth group, and then I forgot why I stopped. I just stopped going to the youth group for a while because I got busy and stuff, and I had other friends and everything. But then I kind of I was bored one night, so I said, "Hey, why don't I go to that youth group?" So I did. It had been like a year later, so because I had stopped going there for a year, and so yeah, it had been like a year later, and I'd stopped going, and I started going again. I just decided, hey, why not? I'm bored. So I went again, and like I said, I had known this kid before, but not that well. So then I go back, a bunch of my friends are gone, but he's still there. Let's just call him Charlie. Why not? Uh, so Charlie and I, that's not his real name, but Charlie and I we started becoming better and better friends and everything. And it got to the point where, like around Halloween, around September or so, September, October, somewhere between September and October. Let's fast forward to then. We were just texting and everything. We had been texting for quite a while, so he asked me for my number, and I said, hey, why not? We're gonna be friends. I'll give you my number. Why not? So so we can text and so we can call each other. Hey, you going out? Hey, you going to this place? Hey, you going to that place? What friends do. I thought he was a very good friend because when around September, October, somewhere around there, we started talking about Halloween, and I had no plans. My family had plans. My parents had plans, and my sister had plans. So I mean, I didn't have any plans. So we were talking about Halloween, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he said, "Well," he said he doesn't know, and I said, "Well, I'm not doing anything." So he said, "Why don't we do uh, like a Nerf gun thing?" That's what it was originally. So we started talking about it, and we're like, "Hey, who else are we gonna invite?" He invites a bunch of people that I knew, and one of them I still know actually, a couple of them I still know from that youth group. So we start talking and everything, and then no, this was around the time when the creepy clown murder clown thing was starting. So we decided, hey, wouldn't be a good idea to have a Nerf gun thing in a park, and his backyard wasn't big enough. So it went from a park to basically I don't know who suggested this. I think it was him. It was him, because I'm not the kind of person who invites myself over to people's houses. He said, "Hey, why don't we have a Halloween party at my house?" So I said, "Hey, I'm down with that. Where do you live?" And so he gave me his address, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I know how to get there." So he sent out a bunch of, I'm going to give you details here. He sent out a bunch of invites, a bunch of text messages saying, "Hey, party at my house, Halloween night, we're going to do this, that, and the other thing. Bring a snack." So I brought a huge bag of M&Ms, because it's Halloween, you have to have candy, no matter how old you are. So yeah, we start. The party's going on and everything. People leave. People start leaving, and it went down. It went from a bunch of people to me, him, this girl we both know, and her boyfriend. That was about it. It was four or five people. 4 or 5 people. And we were in his bedroom, and we were just talking and chatting, and they were playing music, and it was fun. It was very fun, and no indication that this kid was upset with me at all. None. I'm sorry for adjusting myself so much. No indication that this kid was upset with me in the least. In fact, the girl and her boyfriend left, and since I lived so far away, I was just gonna like go to the mall or something in costume because I don't know. It was normal for that day. That's the only day we can go out dressed weird and not get crap. Because society nowadays. But anyway, so he's like, "Hey, do you want to stay? Can you stay a little bit?" I said, "Sure." I texted my parents. And they said, "Oh, that's fine." So I said, "Sure, sure." Because I didn't have anything to do the rest of the night. I didn't have anything to do the next day, and I was in a weird city, and I didn't really want to. Excuse me. And I kind of decided, hey, I'm gonna leave when everyone else is asleep, because around like 1 o'clock. Around like 1 o'clock is when I left because everyone was asleep. In that time, we were in his room and everything. And we were like playing video games, and we were, just playing video games, guy stuff, talking. We even recorded 2 YouTube videos on his channel. This is the thing. I had just found out that he had a YouTube channel, so I decided, hey, why not? We can record a couple videos. We recorded 2 for his channel and 1 for my channel, which I'm not getting. I already know I'm not getting those videos because he hates me now. Okay, I just gave away the end. Anyway, then I leave. And then, I felt a bit bad for leaving at 1 o'clock in the morning because I felt like I had stayed too long, but there didn't seem to be any bad feelings towards anyone at all. He was totally nice. He had actually invited me over a couple weeks later. He invited me over a couple weeks later to do the same thing, maybe record a video. We recorded another video for my channel and another one for his channel, which I already know, like I said, I already know I'm not getting those videos back. I am not getting those videos back, and I really don't care. It's a shame that that he hasn't, but as the story progresses. We recorded those videos. I stayed until about 10, 11 or so. I didn't stay quite so late because I had to do schoolwork. I had schoolwork the next day. So, and then I leave, and then I see him at youth group again, and then no problem. Again, this guy did not drop any hints that he was upset with me. I don't even think he was upset with me then. So, after all this time of doing great, note, Halloween was the first time I'd been to his house. The couple weeks later, when he invited me, was the second time. We did other stuff after that, too. Like, we went to the mall quite a few times. We saw each other at youth group and everything, and it was great. It was fine. Everything was fine. We were friends. It was, it was nice. It was nice. It was nice having a friend that you could, go to the mall with, even though the mall was, like, by his house an hour away. This guy was worth the drive because, he was a friend. He was a very, very good friend, and, well, so I thought. I thought he was a good friend. And, I was like, hey, I'm friends with this person. I'll drive out there. I'll drive out there, to go see this person and a couple of other friends and everything. Then the problem started. He started early college. He's not graduated yet. He started early college. I think early college. Because I don't think, like I said, I think it's early college is where he started. And suddenly he changed. He was never available anymore. He would text a little bit, and sometimes I'd message him on Instagram or Facebook, and he'd talk for a little bit. And he was we were kind of starting to fade apart because of his college, which is understandable to me. Like I said, I had only been to his house. 2017, I had not been to his house yet. At all. I had not ever, I had driven by that neighborhood because I have a lot of friends who live by there, and I go to that mall, even though how far away it is, quite frequently. So I knew where his neighborhood was. I had passed by there, because that's the way I used to get home. So he starts going to college, and he starts texting less and less, and starts, posting less and less on Instagram and everything. And so I thought, okay, he's just at college. You get busy in college. I already know that. I'm just starting college, so I'm going to get busy. But yeah, I mean, I might not have as much time with friends in college, and I already know that. So I'm trying to think where this is going. So then a couple months, last month or the month before that, I see him at my youth group, and I just say, hey, I see him in the distance, kind of. So I say, I wave to him and say, hey, what's going on? And this kid looks like he's about to bust a gasket. He's like, I have to talk to someone. I have to talk to someone. I am frazzled right now. I am on edge, and just kind of snappy. Kind of snappy. So, I'm like, oh, okay, he's like, I'll be right back. I just stay right here. I'll be right back. Just like he's about to blow a gasket or something. So he leaves, and I'm waiting there because I'm a good friend, and I'm not just gonna leave. And you know how when you say, hey, wait right here. You know how when you say to a friend, hey, wait right here. I'll be right back, and then you go. You come back and they're gone. I didn't want to do that because that's rude. I didn't want to be rude. So I waited there for quite a while, what seemed like quite a while. And so I just sent them a text. I said, hey, I hope you have a good night. I can't remember what the text said. It basically said I had to go home, have a good night. So I went home and everything, and that is the last I had ever heard from this kid for quite a while. That's the last I ever heard from him. So, and between the time of him not talking to me, there had been a couple of times when I sent him Batman memes and stuff, and he would put haha, and then that'd be it. Just, I don't know, but I didn't get upset because I'm like, okay, he's busy, whatever. So, fast forward to couple days ago. No, I had only been to his house twice. Both times he invited me. I don't even remember when's the last time I called him, and the only time I texted him is basically because you have that friend that is not going to text back, but every once in a great while you're like, oh, I'll just text him, see if he answers. I didn't really expect a response back, maybe like a hey back. Because I knew he was busy and everything, and, that I wasn't going to get a text back. I was just, kind of bored, and I'm like, hey, let's see if let's say hi. Just to be nice. Then I stopped for a little bit, because I'm like, okay, I'm kind of bored. And let's fast forward to a couple days ago. I had not texted him in quite a few weeks. My phone says, 4 or 5 weeks. Since the last text I sent him. I was in the area because I had to do something in that area, and I'm going to be graduating soon. So I stopped, first time I had stopped by his house since October. Stopped by his house, and to give him a graduation invite. Not really thinking he'd come. I just kind of thought that, hey, why not? He's a friend. Was a friend. He was a friend, so, you give those things to people, and, they come or they don't, it doesn't really matter if they, to me it didn't really matter. I just wanted to be done with high school. So, yeah, I stopped by, I actually gave it to his grandmother, because I knew he wasn't going to be home, and what I think was his grandmother? Anyway, I gave it to a woman, let's just say, at his house. And she was real nice. She said, oh, well, congratulations. She's very, very sweet. So I gave her the invitation. I said, I forgot his fake name. I said, he's invited, and she said, okay, well, I'll tell him. And left. And I left. I just left. I got in my car, I walked down the sidewalk and everything, I left. I did not stay around and talk. I didn't, sit in front of his house or anything and wait for him to get home or whatever. I didn't do any of that. All I did was give him the invitation and get back in my car and leave and head home. Then, that night, I get home, I'm like, kind of sitting on my bed watching TV, and then I get this text. The first text for a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna not go into all the dramatics, but I basically get this text that says, I'm not coming to your graduation, and stop calling me and texting me and coming by my house. I was so upset. Because, and I tried to explain to this person, now, with me, the only time I will call someone is if like, to see if they're, like, alright, just to see how they're doing. If I know they don't text, or just, to kind of say hello, because, I don't call people very often. I mostly text. He told me a while back that he's like, I'm not really much of a text person. So I thought, hey, what the heck? So but here's the thing, I hadn't called him since he started college. Well, called him a couple times at the beginning, but I hadn't called him in a while. But for him to send a text that not only says, stop coming by my house, and I'm not coming to your graduation, and stop calling me, he made it sound like I had come by his house every chance I got, which I didn't. The only time I had been at his house was Halloween and that time after that. I had not been at his house since. I had driven by his house because I had to go, because it's like his house and then go down the road and there's the mall. I mean, his neighborhood and then go down the road a little bit and there's the mall. It was, and it's not like I went into his neighborhood, sat in front of his house for, and then left. I never did any of that stalker crap, I had left this person alone for quite a while, and he goes and makes it sound like I had stalked him or something. And, I checked, and this is the thing, he blocks me on Instagram. He takes down the 3 videos that we made. That hurt. It really hurt. Because, really? You're being that childish and petty that you're going to, take down, no Instagram, delete me off Instagram and delete our videos. I can see if I stalked him. I can see if I came by his house every chance I got, every time I was in the area, which is quite a lot. I can see if I harassed him, but I didn't. I knew he was busy, and I knew this kid was busy, and so I decided to just leave him alone. I stopped by his house for the first time since October to give him the invitation, and suddenly we're not friends anymore. Does that make any kind of sense? We went from being great friends, going to the mall all the time, to, you're not my friend anymore, don't look at me, don't talk to me, I don't exist to you. Really? I can't go to that youth group anymore, because I don't want to cause any drama. I don't want to cause any more drama. I like that youth group. I still have another friend there, but I can't go because, he's being, and like I said, I know those 3 or so those 2 or 3 music, why do I keep saying music videos? Those 2 or 3 videos that we made, I know I'm never going to see them again. I know I'm not going to get them on my channel. I wouldn't even put them on my channel if he sent them to me. Because, acting like this towards me, and then I would never put those videos on my channel. Like I said, I'm not saying his name. I unsubscribed to him. I took him out of my little, those things were like related channels. I took him out of that. I don't want anything to do with this kid anymore until he decides to grow up. And, I mean, now, this is the thing. The lines of communication to this kid are wide open. He wants to send me a text. He wants to call me. He can. You know, I'm not the one that's blocking him. I'm not going to delete his number, you know, because, hey, if he wants to call or text me again, because, you know, if he gets over it and decides, oh, you know, I'm completely open to being friends with this person again. What I'm not gonna do is I'm not ever gonna like go by. I'm not ever gonna like if he invites me to his house or anything. I'm not ever gonna go over there. I'm not ever going to like. I'm just not gonna be that good of friends with this kid anymore. Even if he does apologize, I'll accept his apology. But you know, you don't do that. You don't hate someone to that extent just for dropping off an invitation at your house. I know this has become a bit of a rant. That's my little story time. If you do like this video and do want to see more, then please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't send this to him. Because I have a feeling a few of you know who this is. And if he does say it, dude, okay, and this little story, you know, note to him. And dude, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for whatever I did to make you so mad. I want to be your friend again. I really do want to be your friend again, because you're a cool guy, and, you know, you're a cool guy, we like a lot of the same things. You know, I'm sorry. Truly, I am sorry for whatever I did to make you so mad at me. That's all I can say. I'm Nick Young, I am the Mad Hatter, and have a good one, guys.